Looking at gold on the daily time frame. All right, so we've got a break of this downtrend bullish. Watch out though, because we've got a couple of pin bar candles, well, three of them. All right, that could indicate we get a bit of a red candle day, possibly. Right, no guarantees, but a pullback down in here, and then maybe we continue up. That could be a thing. No, that sort of makes sense. Anyway, let's just have a look and see how we can get involved. I think the main thing is just to understand that we've got these pin bar candles. This is telling us that buyers are not able to push through, and sellers are coming in holding this holding this down at the moment. I'll go down to, well, quickly have a look, 4 hour. You can see it here. Look, see the range? Okay, here's the thing. Let's grab a volume profile and we'll take it from this low. What I'm interested in is, oh yeah, this. See this volume profile here. When you get a volume profile that is shaped like this, okay, be careful. This is, well, it's a backwards P. Let's just do it this way. We'll grab the fixed range volume profile and we'll go that way. Whenever you see a volume profile looking like this, all right, the liquidity here is very thin. You can see it on the volume profile. This is thin liquidity through here. It gets a bit top heavy, so watch out for that. And I mean, there's an explanation behind this. What you get is this run here. This is a 4 hour chart. Okay, this expansion is not institutional money. This expansion, in my opinion, have a look at this here. See this? What you've got here is a downtrend. And this pullback, a lot of traders here would have shorted this based on that. Now, they see that, they see the pullback. This is a typical trapping short traders, right? Trends down, there'll be a lot of people, a really big number of retail and smaller traders short here. And what happens is, smart money will engineer this. This starts to push up, and these guys who are short panic sell. So you get an expansion on thin liquidity, which is basically backed up by short covering. That's what that is. All right. So these guys panic out of their positions. They exit, and you get this short covering rally that has no substance to it. All right, it trades up to the high, and a whole bunch of traders get involved here. Just be careful, because there's a fairly good chance that we see it pull back. And I mean, that's what I'm seeing on the chart. That's how I'm interpreting this. And then you've got a whole bunch of ideas. You get the Fibonacci, the fib pull back into the 50 to the 61.8 and this and that and everything else. But mainly it's to do with, the short covering rally, in my opinion. Now, when did that happen? That was, let's have a look. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, yeah, all last week. Gosh, all right. So how to get involved with this? So what I'll do is pull this volume profile through here, and we'll go down now to a 15-minute chart. 30-minute if you like, but I like that 15-minute time frame. And you can grab a VWAP. This is the anchored VWAP. I really love this thing, right? Anchored VWAP. And look, in a bullish scenario, I mean, you can anchor the VWAP, these important points in time, right? So where you see a significant low, you can throw it in there like that. If you're looking to buy, you don't want to get involved midway through a volume profile value area. You only want to, if you're bullish, this is where you get involved here, when it breaks through and then it breaks back into the value area low. This is a reclaim of value. So this is value where buyers and sellers agree on price, okay, auction market theory. And while it's mid through this mid-level of this range, it could head in either direction. Right? So it's really difficult to trade that. I mean, you could, but the best idea or the best trade opportunity comes when this will travel up to the top. It breaks back into value. Well, that one didn't work out so well, but this one did. Short it, take it back down, and that's counter trend. That's really risky. But if it's in a bullish trend, look for the pullback into the value area low, and then there's a buy targeting that. The next target is usually midway, and it could hold here and continue, or the other thing it could do is it breaks under, seeking this level. Right now, given that this is so overextended based on thin liquidity, it could definitely pull back. So, in terms of a trend, I'm confident enough to say I don't see this as a bullish trend at the well, I do, but after a decent pullback, maybe, right? And we continue up. So if this is in a bullish trend, I want to see, well, yeah, here's the thing. I want to see this. Okay, so you get it? Okay. Higher low, higher high, higher low. So it's a trend. Expansion, retrace, expansion. I want to see a decent pullback. Just be careful, because Monday comes and they could run it up. Traders get trapped, and then it comes back down and it reestablishes a value area. So I want this to come back, and I'm going to be looking around here for the opportunity. Now, can it just break above and go on a tear? Yeah, it can. If it's early in the week, I would let that go, although I am scalping this on the lower time frame, so I'll be getting involved on a 1 minute chart, whatever happens. In any case, the thing to look for, these yellow, the VWAP lines, you can also do this. You can throw them on the previous high and this previous high, and what you're building here is a VWAP cluster. You want to see price hold above or below this cluster here. And not only is it just a VWAP cluster, it's also the point of control on the volume profile. So this is the main area where, buyers and sellers are agreeing on value. So this is going to have to break out and go into price discovery. Does it break below, looking for the next value area before it rallies again? Possibly. Right, that's one idea. Or does it just break above? I'm not comfortable with just a break above and we're off to the races, although I would be looking for the a 1 minute chart scalping opportunity. So if you want to get involved with this, if you're not scalping and you prefer to trade, multi-day or whatever, I would be looking at how this behaves here. And I mean, there's no trade at the moment, but if we see, let's have a look. If we break below, and not just below VWAP, because VWAP will follow it, it's volume based, right? But I want to see a break of that. Very simple. Break of that. But there's two things that can happen with this. One, it can continue down, or two, it could trade back into value, right, and mess you around. So the strategy at this point is if it breaks under and then we come back to retest and then you see it start to, it'll turn around, you'll see it, right? It'll do this. Look, where are we? Well, it'll just break. It'll break structure. It'll be a bearish break, right? It trades to a high and then it does this, right? Simply put, right there. And it starts to break structure bearish. At this point, if that breaks bearish, then I'll be looking to sell, and understand that it could be a shallow pullback, possibly, and then it just turns around and trades back up into value. So if you were to sell there on that break and it fails and it pushes back up, then the push up here and pull back into this value area low is a buy opportunity, right? It's fading the value area, or just fading back into the value area. All right, so just be careful. Now, this is bullish, so, what I'm kind of anticipating is some kind of run under this, and how far back it trades, who knows? It could just be that, or, we could get a deeper pullback. Got to watch out for this stuff, guys. I mean, it's incredibly volatile. And then, if we break above, so we've got this value area here, we break above that. Okay, if that happens, possibly along here, but see what happened here? See how it broke back down and targeted the lower end? So, you know, you've got to have a system in place that steers you in the right direction. So if you trade that and it starts moving up and you take that trade, it might go into price discovery and, you know, you've got a really strong rally, or it fails like it did back in here and it trades back down, in which case you can take two trades. One, it breaks above retest and starts moving. Take that one. And then if that fails, knock it on the head. As soon as it closes back inside this value area, look for the short. Counter trend, you know, there's your target one and maybe beyond, okay? Anyway, that's how I go about this you know, value area range. And you can definitely trade it, like if it's in a bullish trend, whenever it pulls back, just look for whenever it pulls through the lower end, and then go long when it reclaims back into value. All right, definitely. Yeah, and then you just got to watch out, because above you're going to get the same thing. But see, the thing is, like in a trend, you want to be, okay, there's your value area. There's a value area, high and low. There's more opportunity getting along on the break under that, following the trend, than there is trading the top of that back down here. And there's more opportunity trading long at the base of this, as you know, you have that potential versus just trading a pullback. So yeah, this is definitely what you want, and that not so much. So there's two things. One is you're trading the retrace, but the other thing is you're trading the value area high and low, yeah, high to the low in a counter trend fashion. So that's high risk. I much prefer, you know, entry down in here and we're away. Anyway, keep an eye on the VWAP. Okay, we've laid the VWAP on these highs and lows, and just see how price behaves around that. It can be tricky because, like, you know, it's manipulated, it trades up, runs liquidity above, comes back down like that. But watch out for a deeper pull under to hit all of this sell side liquidity that's resting under here at the moment. That's fuel for big money to load up, and then, you know, away we go. But that could be a deeper pullback, even further back from here. So, you know, consider the possibility of low to high. Well, yeah, there you go. Look, 50%. That's an equilibrium pullback on the fib right there. Anyway, guys, look, that's my take. I'd love it if you comment. Let me know what you think. I want that pullback, and I'd be keen to go long. If it turns around here and starts trending up, you know, then that's a potential opportunity. My preference, anyway. All right, definitely comment. Let me know what you think. Are we on the same page? Can you relate? Do you not relate to what I'm saying? And have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.